Now, as you can see here, the game ends. So I can't move. See how it ends? It shows the victory sign. I can't move. See how it says I have 2 deaths? Look, it counts as 3 deaths, man. It counts as 3. Do you know how ridiculous that is? I'm sorry, but the game ends, right? I'm in the middle of jetpacking. But it ends, right? So I can't move, I can't shoot, I can't do nothing. I can't do nothing when the game ends. But yet it falls, and I fall right into a void and die. After the game is over, it literally says victory on my screen, and then it still counts as a 3rd death, even though I only died twice. That is ridiculous, and I really hope they fix that. And right here, he pushes me into a glitch spot. Luke pushes me into this spot, and I'm in a glitch, right? And I'm the target, so that loses the point for my team. I can't do nothing. And then he was pathetic enough to kill me when I'm in that glitch spot. And now, as you can see, he's stuck in that glitch spot, because that's karma for you. He was pathetic enough to kill me when I get stuck in a glitch. Okay, so what I do is I'm gonna go right back up, and I'm gonna kill him when he's in a glitch spot, because he's pathetic enough to kill me. And I was afraid that when I landed on that, I was gonna get stuck back in the glitch. And luckily for him, he was the target, like I was the target. So they end up, we get minus a point on my team for nothing that we couldn't do nothing about it. I was stuck in that glitch spot. I was just an easy target. And then Karma put the jerk that killed me in the glitch spot, put him in that exact same glitch spot, and made him the target, so it gave us a free point as well. That is karma for you, as you can see. And I'm saying these things because I'm getting so annoyed. I love this game. It's so amazing. It really is. I really enjoy playing it. But I cannot stand how it is a pay to win. It's not anymore, but I can't stand how it was. And it kind of still is. If you buy the deluxe edition, you get so much more. So it's still sort of a pay to win, you know? Which is extremely annoying. But the most annoying part is that there's so many glitches, like where Boba Fett can't use his jetpack at all for some reason sometimes, and I have to kill myself to respawn. There was that one I just took at the very beginning where I die after the game ends, and it's a death that I cannot avoid. It is guaranteed. It is not fair, and then it still counts as a death on my thing. I'm sorry, but that annoys the crap out of me. And then all these spots where you get glitched and everything, it's just so obnoxious. I don't understand it. And as you can see, for some reason, Rey just jumped off a cliff. I don't know what she was doing, but she just jumped to her own. She just killed herself. I don't get it. That's not something I'm complaining about because she's on the enemy team but I'm just saying, there's so many glitches and there's so many overpowered people like Lando in them. Like right here, this is Lando right here. Look at all the damage he does right there. Boom. I have to use my rocket barrage. I basically have to save my rocket barrage to use on Lando because of the fact that he's so overpowered. He just has to shoot me like 5 times. He just has to spam that trigger and I'm done. And then even if I'm evading and everything, like using the dodge button, he still just does so much damage and everything. It's just obnoxious. It's just as the game is broken in so many ways. It's so many. Look at the damage he did to me right there, and he wasn't even using a special ability. It makes sense for me to use the rocket barrage and it to shred them. I'm not complaining about the rocket barrage because of the fact that it's one of my abilities. It's the only good ability that Boba Fett has. Yeah, you can see them through the walls, but that doesn't really matter on Hero Hunt, really. I mean, like it just. And the concussion mine doesn't even really blind them that much. Like, they can still move around completely fine and everything. It just puts a little bit of fog on their screen. The rocket barrage is the main, you know, the jetpack and the rocket barrage are the main 2 things for Boba Fett. But, like, the whole point of Boba Fett is his jetpack, so you can't really complain about that. And then his rocket barrage is, like, the one good ability of his 3 abilities that he has. So, that's why I'm not complaining about it, because of the fact that Rey has 2 overpowered abilities, Boba Fett has 1. So you can't really complain. And Lando isn't even using one of his abilities, and he's overpowered. Like, that's why I'm not complaining about Boba Fett, okay? Saying that he's overpowered, because he's truly not. He has, like, the least amount of health of any of the heroes. You can't upgrade his health at all. You can upgrade Lando's health. You can upgrade Chewbacca's health. You can upgrade Darth Vader's health. But you can't do that to Boba Fett. And it kind of makes sense because he has a jetpack. But then, it's just... considering that anyone with a gun can just absolutely shred him, and anyone with a lightsaber, when they're mowing him down with the lightsaber, he can't even move, you're just stuck there taking it. That's why I think it's a little bit ridiculous. That's why I'm not complaining about Boba Fett, because he's not overpowered. As much as you want to think he is, he's not. His jetpack does not mean that he's some god, it's just to make him actually useful. If he didn't have the jetpack, he would be, oh, God, he would be garbage. So that's why I'm not complaining about Boba Fett, because he's not overpowered. Lando is 100% overpowered. He's not even, he doesn't even have to use any of his abilities to be overpowered. That's why his abilities kind of suck, even though they don't at the same time. Like the sharp shot does so much damage. That ability locks onto them, boom, does so much damage. And then actually, what was I thinking? His gag, none of his abilities suck. His smoke, he has thermal, so he can see through the smoke with his overpowered gun. And then he has the shock thing, which can freeze enemies in place, just to mow them down with your shock. With your pistol. And it's just ridiculous. He's just ridiculous. He's so overpowered. Like, I don't get it. They need to nerf him in some way. I'm not complaining because I die from him every 10 seconds. It's just, I mean, he's the only one I can't counter. I can figure a way to counter literally everybody but Chewbacca and Lando. Chewbacca and Lando I cannot counter. I can counter their shock thing because I can just dodge it and click circle and dodge to the side. But I mean, Chewbacca is kind of hard as well because considering the fact that his can split into many spots. Like, if you have the star card, it can make it split into 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever. So it's pretty, his thing is so much radius, sometimes you just can't even dodge it even from clicking the dodge button. Even if I'm jetpacking in the air, for some reason sometimes it still hits me, which makes no sense. And even if I'm jetpacking in the air, sometimes somehow they're hitting me with a lightsaber even though they're way down in the ground. And sometimes it just doesn't make sense. I don't get it sometimes. There's just so many things that they need to fix. I'm sorry to complain, but there's so many things that they need to fix. They need to fix this EA, I'm sorry, but I mean, it's just, you have such, your game has so much potential to it, and you're just ruining it. You're ruining it. It's so sad that you just, I'm sorry, but it's true. There's just, I know a lot of games have a lot of bugs, but these bugs are just, these things, bugs and overpoweredness and everything, they're just things that you need, they're just too bad. That's why I'm complaining with them so bad. Normally I can get through a bug. And Princess Leia has one overpowered ability, but I mean, she has a shield, she can hide, and then she has her blinding, concussion, stun grenade, whatever. But those aren't overpowered at all. Her overpowered thing is her rapid fire, just absolutely shreds. But that's not really overpowered considering she's a ground troop and everything, so I can't really complain about that. Compared to Lando, I mean, that's her ability as well. So it would be hypocritical to complain about Princess Leia being overpowered considering Boba Fett's rocket barrage. But I mean, they all need at least one good ability, right? Boba Fett has his rocket barrage. Princess Leia has her rapid fire. And I mean, I guess she kind of has 2, considering she can put the shield down and hide. But I mean, the enemies can also use that as well. Like, your enemies can use your shield as well. But that's not nothing to complain about. The reason I'm complaining about Lando is because of the fact that it's not even an ability, and his main gun is just so overpowered. It's crazy. Yeah. And Chewbacca is just, because of the fact that he can knock you out of the air with his gun, and I'm in the middle of jetpacking, that's not fair at all. How I'm jetpacking and he shoots me with his gun, his main gun, right? His bowcaster, and it knocks me out of the air and I just start falling. It just doesn't make sense to me. And then not to mention the fact that it does so much damage, and when he uses the Furious Bowcaster, it lasts so long, and does so much damage, it's just so fast. And then he has this ground sign where he can knock you down, and yeah, and then he has the shock thing like Lando does, where he can just hold you in place. That's why Chewbacca, I mean, Rey's overpowered, but I mean, compared to Chewbacca and Lando, don't even give a crap about Rey. Like, just, I can at least counter Rey somewhat. The only thing that I can really do is, she is still overpowered, and when she uses the mind trick, but I can at least evade. I can use the circle to dodge. That's like the only thing I'm able to actually be able to, you know, use to counter her, which isn't really a counter, but it's like a way to survive, you know. With Lando and Chewbacca, it's just, you can't really counter them. It's just, even if you're a lightsaber person, you can't really counter them. You can, I don't know, man. I mean, with Chewbacca, even if you're holding the lightsaber to block, it still does damage to you. So and with Lando, if you're using the lightsaber to block his shots, you still seem to take a little bit of damage here and there, and he can just shock you. And then, yeah, your second place you can't block or anything, he just shreds you with it. So I mean, I mean, the only way to really counter Lando, which is a pretty bad one at that, is, and you're gonna have to be kind of lucky at the same time and hope that Lando's terrible, is when he chucks the stun thing at you, the shock, and keep you in place, is you're gonna have to hope to dodge, and you're gonna have to hope you have a lightsaber. You're gonna have to pick a lightsaber person. You're gonna have to hope to dodge it. When he stuns, you're gonna have to be really lucky and be able to click that dodge at the exact right time, dodge it, and then be able to use your lightsaber to block the shots. And then still, once your stamina runs out to block all the shots and his gun overheats, he's just gonna have his gun back as soon as you start charging him, and he's just gonna mow you down still. That's the problem with Lando. I'm sorry. And then Lando is able to counter lightsaber people even more because of the fact that once, you know, his gun overheats, and then the lightsaber person thinks, oh good, I can stop blocking and I can charge him now. No, you can't, because then he can just use the dodge button, and his dodge button is just so effective. He just rolls so far away, and it's so hard to hit him with the lightsaber. He's just... Lando, if you want to do good and you want to have a really good KD on this game, Lando, I definitely recommend Lando and Chewbacca. Like, look at that. See how I was shocked with that? I was getting electrocuted. That... I think I talked enough. The next like next 7 minutes and 8 seconds are gonna just be gameplay. Hope you guys have a nice day.
Might be Jedi.
Not through yet. I feel your doubts. You. Right, this bounty hunter in the galaxy.
Target.
You force my hand.
Target spotted.
Don't worry. I'm with you.
I got that hit by low rank entry. Target located.
Crude, but
Target armed.
say farewell.
Pick him off!
Take down a motor of events for the resistance. Target detected.
Let me work. Now,
You're no better than that.
Get a lot uglier.
Aerospace has fallen.
You're more criminals and will surrender.
Target spotted.